Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of your personal child specialist podcast with me, your host, Dr. Gaurav Gupta. Today, I'll be talking about deodorants and when to use it for your kids. As a pediatrician, it's fascinating to know that when I do a parent education podcast, I still get to learn so many new things. And many of the things that I'm going to talk about today were not very clear in my mind before I started reading up about this. So, this was a question that one of the parents who came to me asked, and they said, what is the correct age for starting deodorants or antiperspirants for my child if they ask for it? Well, there are a few basic questions that we need to understand before we actually go on to discussing the answer to this question. So, for starters, what is the difference between antiperspirants and deodorants? Well, deodorants are something which only mask the odor, the body odor which is coming from us, while antiperspirants are a specific type of chemical formula whose basic purpose is to reduce the sweating or the perspiration. So this is the difference. One, deodorant is to reduce the body odor, while antiperspirant will reduce the sweating, which is the primary reason why you get body odor. Remember, antiperspirants generally have stronger chemicals like aluminum, etc., and are generally less recommended for children for this reason, while deodorants can be of different types, and nowadays we even have natural and organic deodorants, and these may be better for kids as and when needed. I'll be talking about this a little bit in the latter part of the podcast also. So the next question is, why do we get body odor? Why do we really need these things? And what is the time when it is right to have body odor? Well, there are different type of sweat glands that are active in smaller babies and different type of sweat glands that become active when your child reaches puberty, which means when they start having changes in their voice, their sexual organs start developing, they gain a lot of height, etc., etc. Now, during puberty, the sweat becomes more likely to be smelly and you get a typical body odor. So we generally say that antiperspirants or deodorants should be encouraged only after the child reaches puberty. In girls, this may be around 8 to 13 years, and in boys, this may be anywhere from 9 to 14 years or so. So if there's a lot of smell from the child before this age, then you may need to consult your doctor because this may be pointing towards other causes of body odor. Now, the easiest way to take care of body odor of the armpits in smaller babies is practically by using a dusting powder. Now, a dusting powder is not only dry, it smells nice and it takes care of the sweating in smaller babies. So this is my first choice for any child who's less than 5 or 6 years or so. For older children, on the other hand, there are a few things that we can try before we put them on antiperspirants or deodorants. For starters, for teenagers especially, this is important, daily bathing. And along with bathing, making sure that they clean their armpits, their genitals, and also their feet. I remember this was a problem for me when I was a teenager, and proper cleaning is the only way to prevent a lot of body odor in this age group. Showering after any sweaty physical activity like playing any games, etc., is very important. Again, another issue with teenagers is making sure that they change their undergarments regularly and also change their socks daily and after any sweaty activity. I have been guilty of this as a teenager myself, and I know that I used to require at least 2 pairs of socks to be changed every day just to ensure that my feet were not sweaty. Similarly, the sneakers and the shoes also need to be washed as and when needed in this situation. Wearing loose fitting cotton clothes is important to make sure that all the perspiration and the sweat is coming out of the body and not staying stuck on the skin. And finally, there are certain foods that may cause much more body odor. So, pungent food, spices, onion, garlic. So, the kind of food that Jain people don't eat normally. So, this kind of food may actually make you smell a bit more. So, this may be avoided if you're having a problem of significant body odor. Now, people have been talking about organic food and organic milk, and there have been claims that this also reduces body odor. To be honest, I'm a bit skeptical. And why, you may ask? Well, I read the biography of Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, as most of us know, was the founder of Apple, and he helped create the iPad, the iPhone, and was a technological wizard. He had some curious ideas about stuff though, and he was a strong believer that if you take a lot of organic food and organic diet, you don't really need to worry about your body odor as it will be fine. Unfortunately, as per the biography, most people who visited him did not agree with his own assessment of his body odor and felt that he used to smell fairly strongly. So, organic foods may or may not be good for you, but they may not do a great amount for your body odor. Well, so once these factors have been taken care of, you can certainly look at deodorants in kids. Now, the question is, which deodorant is good for my baby? The answer, to be honest, is that we don't have a lot of scientific data to say that this is better and this is not as good. Some studies have suggested that the chemicals that we use for normal deodorants may have certain side effects. But whether organic and natural deodorants are free of all side effects, we don't know. I would recommend that whatever works for your child after talking to your pediatrician or a skin specialist, go for it. And if there is a problem, then you can look for a high-end product in your child. Finally, we must remember that rarely, 1 in 100 babies maybe, sweating may be related to a serious problem. For example, diabetics can have a sickly sweet smell. There can be a bad smell in a condition which is the child is smelling like fish. So there are a lot of causes of this kind of a problem, but these are extremely rare. As always, if you have any doubts, it's best to consult your pediatrician and then take it from there. This is your personal child specialist, Dr. Gaurav Gupta, and it was my pleasure to talk to you today about deodorants. I hope you have been doing well and all the kids in your care are doing well too. Please remember to share this with any other parents who have kids. Please remember to give your comments, your feedback. You can write to me directly as well on my email, which is yourpersonalchildspecialist@gmail.com. Till we talk the next time, take care, stay healthy.